And welcome back, everyone, to the Mirror WWE Universe. Since you last left us, Booker T has won the Royal Rumble, the second time around, the first time we don't talk about. And this time we're going to do a little previously on Mirror WWE Universe because some shit went down. Some revelations that I'll be honest, I wasn't ready for. I think it's fair to say. But we're here now. So let's play this back again just to make sure that we actually did remember this. The resolution to the who killed Teddy Long storyline.
Not only did I prove myself against 29 other
Although then, as I get to the end of this season, I then realize that this is actually perfect in terms of mirror WWE booking, and we'll get to that when we end this particular leg of the season.
The Rumble winner has the option of jumping to Raw and facing Triple H for the World Heavyweight title.
But I mean, it's been quite a week for Booker, considering that like he may have been like the earliest elimination from the Rumble at number 30. Then he wins it, and then he's revealed to be the biggest heel in the business. Like it's been quite a week, isn't it? Like roller coaster of emotions.
It's Theodore Long,
like, to be honest, like if you're gonna be if you're gonna turn heel, then that's the best time to do it. Get eliminated at turn.
Fairness, yeah. Like if you wanted to build the biggest heel in the business, you know that's one way of doing it.
But I've got a couple announcements of my own. First of all,
like it would have been nice if you had a little bit more of a motivation to do it.
Yeah, pretty much. The motivation was that he was in the mid card, which, going by real time, Booker T was true. He was stuck in the mid card. He was barely booked at all.
Somebody tried to take me out of the picture when they ran me down in the
What WrestleMania are we going into?
Now I'm sure
21.
Fair enough.
he thinks he got
Yes.
away with it. But you see, there's
Yeah,
something
he's got some great.
Yeah, and clearly it's all Teddy Long's fault, as we've already established.
The last thing I
Not to say that the man deserved to be run down in the parking lot, but
Finally, we're gonna find out who ran down Teddy Long. And I'm looking at him right
I do like how the commentators were just speculating that he might jump to Raw and challenge Triple H. Not fucking likely.
I mean, you say that. I mean, he's got an exit plan if he needs it.
I guess there's no point.
Denied.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's gonna be denied, whatever it
And I
is.
don't regret it
Yeah.
one bit. You had it coming, Teddy. Without you around to hold me back.
Again, the best thing about this is that like you have no you have no choice in this. By the way, the guy that you've been playing as for the whole time is the bad guy, and you just have to roll with it. It's the first time in this series of playthroughs where you're forced to be the heel. You have no say in this matter.
Guarantees me a title match at WrestleMania.
Which, to be honest, like it's a nice change up because, like,
Yeah,
they weren't able to do it in a way.
I gotta admit it.
They weren't able to do it in a way that like you naturally did it yourself.
But if you
It was always like, okay, suddenly you're heel, suddenly your face. Like,
then there's no getting rid
whereas
of you.
like this is distinct. It's
And if
like,
you jump
no,
to Raw,
here's
take on
the
Triple
reason
H
why
for the
you're
World
turning
Heavyweight
heel,
title,
and we're going with.
Smackdown
yeah. There's an actual
was one of
like
its
tangible
biggest
storyline reason for it, I
superstars,
suppose,
whether I like it or not.
which is something, I guess.
So it looks like all I can do is to make sure that you never make it to WrestleMania. And by the time I'm done with you, dog,
And now it's up to Teddy Long.
Make sure you never make it to WrestleMania.
there's no way out. You feel me? Now, since we've got some unfinished business that started in a parking lot, then you're going to take on
Yes, let's
Eddie
return to the
Guerrero
scene of the
tonight
crime, shall we?
in a parking lot brawl.
Thankfully, CSI
I'm
Guerrero is
hoping
on
Eddie
hand.
Guerrero runs you over too. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Like, we're going back to the scene of the crime. Okay, I'm gonna have someone do that to you.
Yeah. Turnabout fair play. The difference is you had one car, I've got 9. Everyone from the fucking Smackdown brand is pitching in, carpooling to take down Booker T.
Like,
Most people tend to be more subtle about their vehicular manslaughter, or at least they used to be. Once upon a time, MJF.
no, wrestling.
Statute
It's
of
not
limitations.
wrestling unless you exaggerate everything and announce what you're going to do beforehand.
That's it,
I'm
exactly.
I
It's
vividly
almost like it's
recall being
predetermined.
I vividly recall being exceptionally confused when Rikishi revealed himself.
It does hurt when you realize this is a rehash of that storyline, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know when Rikishi really got over from Stone Cold, running down Stone Cold? Let's do it again, but with Teddy Long instead. I mean, it worked the first time. It's bound to work the second time.
With Teddy Long and Booker T. That should do it.
Together at last. And of course, we are fighting in front of Eddie's lowrider for emotional damage.
Spicy.
Give him a reason to be there.
They really missed a trick by not having all the vehicles from Crush Hour around this in this parking lot brawl.
That would have been a fine
Just marketing
crossover.
right there.
Yeah, honestly,
Free
waste
marketing.
opportunity. Yeah,
And advertisement.
To be fair, the time they did the actual match with Guerrero and Cena was quite good.
that's true. Yeah, it's mad. Like it only had like 2 or 3 of them, and like it became a staple of the game series for years.
Yeah.
It was
It was
weird,
very
like,
uniquely like Smackdown related.
It was a very video game kind of thing as well. Like it was literally just like it's something that like it makes sense in the game, but not in real life. And yet, like the boiler room brawl was always in the since Just Bring It, as I recall. And like how many of them were in real life? Like 2, 3, at the most.
Yeah.
So
Since when did Booker T learn how to do the F5?
that's not really an F5. That's more of an F3.
Mm.
Like it's not much of a rotation on that, you know.
Yeah, not as much oomph on that,
Yes,
but
more
still,
of it's more of an
Was it
F5.
on the Indies?
an attempt was made.
Yes.
I like that.
Mm.
Who was it on the Indies uses the F10?
Yeah, I've seen that.
That's
For draw.
fucking I know it.
Or was it Matt Morgan used to do it as well? The 5 F10.
No, not Matt Morgan. It was what's his name? Fucking
I want to say either
He
Clark
advertised
Cross
himself
or
as the
Brian
Wolverine.
Cage.
Oh, Brian Cage maybe. I know.
that's it. Brian Cage.
Brian Cage, yeah.
Brian Cage. I could not think the name. Don't know, just why am I thinking of Bane? Why am I thinking of fucking like kind of like anything other than his actual name?
You were thinking of Lucha Underground.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know, interesting, Foxy, that you'd pick the very famous steroid user there. I wonder what
Clearly
the
coincidence.
connecting factor.
Nearly coincidence, lads. Come on.
I wonder why. Because
You
Brian
implying
Cage was all natural. Like we'd well believe that.
Yeah, why not? I don't like your tone, Foxy.
Like if he's all natural, then Jordan Grace is a fucking like a Greek god. Then, like fuck that.
I mean, depending on what circles of the internet you talk about, she is Greek goddess. I mean, have you seen the views on the OTT website?
That's probably like the same as Monday Madness's fucking like the room. So
4.5 million views and counting, lads.
there you go.
Contributing to Indian depopulation one click at a time. There's a whole generation of perverts who are trying to inject into the belly buttons right now. You fucking idiots.
Yeah, of the win.
Sometimes I do forget that's actually what happens in the film. I'm just like,
Yes.
God damn it.
It's fair to say that Tommy Wiseau will not be having children. Unless someone somehow taught him in the off season. It's just like you shouldn't have done that.
Why would you want to do that?
To get more of his artistic genius, clearly.
No, he'd become jealous of his own creation.
That's true.
I am surprised that we haven't seen more of a meme of that in wrestling circles. Just literally the end of his rant on the rooftop where he goes, "Oh, hi, Mark." Is it fit?
But didn't Phoenix try to do that?
Yeah, Phoenix had a
They had a show called
room
Oh Hi Mark.
poster, yeah.
So yeah,
But much like the kind of
here
thing,
now.
it could do it more of a post than a poster. Like like a proper good promo to time would be nice.
Theodore Long is going to do everything in his power to stop
Yeah,
Parking lot
two
Brawl
hours.
now.
from reaching WrestleMania.
Yeah.
That's why Long put him in this steel cage match
Goddamn.
tonight against JBL.
Against
One of the most
JBL.
dominant and brutal
As you all know, JBL
They're
is
just
not
running the
the
gauntlet of big names.
This kind of match is right up JBL's
variable
alley.
Who's That of
It
Smackdown
ain't even a match.
2006.
It's mean, dirty, no holds barred.
Our go home show is against The Undertaker.
The only way to win this is to get out.
Actually, no sign of him in this season whatsoever. I don't know where the fuck he's gone. Must be getting his third hip replacement or something.
We still don't know which title the #1 contender has decided to challenge for.
Dodge that bullet.
That was a nice block.
It was a nice block, wasn't it?
Like actually, I don't think I've ever seen that block being used in this game.
No.
Like, I'm gonna DDT. No, you're not. Bye bye.
Nice.
Stealing your finisher.
Stealing
your
everyone's
moves.
finisher, it seems.
JBL has every advantage
For the
he
heat.
could possibly ask for in his life. Money,
I'm a heel.
and a
Nah.
natural to succeed. But I think that's why it's so disappointing to see him act the way he does.
What are you talking about, Cole? Everything JBL
That's
does
one of the
is
counters
for
I always
WWE
hated.
fans.
It's the fact that like you're in midair and someone could easily just swatch it.
It's like, nope.
I knew it was only a
Just
matter
like,
of time
yep.
before we saw that. I don't like it. But
Well,
long
as I've
it
learned
brings
from playing this
matches,
game
it's
like
going to
proper,
keep
as in like not tweaking the gameplay whatsoever,
If
everyone just reverses so fucking much.
Yep.
Like I'm sure I'm wrong when it comes to 2007, but there's a serious level of rose the glass being shattered when I'm playing these games because they're just not as balanced as I remember.
What a counter that
It's even worse considering that like the modern games I think are really slow and clunky by comparison. So it's like you can't win.
Yep.
There is probably one game in the anthology that's like the sweet spot, and it's like, I'm not going to leave that point in time.
By the WWE fans than Booker T.
Yeah, but I personally think Booker should spend a little bit less time
Like,
showboating and more time.
I think all the games actually had that problem,
How can you
regardless.
say that, Taz? In
Like
case
the
you
AI
forgot,
would just counter everything you did,
Yeah,
and then especially if you up the difficulty, good luck to you hit anything.
oh yeah.
I think they're
To
slowing
be
their
fair, they've
pace
tried
down a little
to
bit, Cole,
kind of
and that's a
address it
good
in
way to
recent years
refocus
with
your energy
either
when you
limited
also give your
counters
opponent
or
time to recover. That's not
slider
good.
bars
it
for
certainly
the
isn't.
AI where you can
But
kind of
if you
try and
to
set
rush
your own
things,
preference.
you could wind up making a critical mistake that could cost you the match.
Yeah, like they try to get the balance right, and it's just like it's the same thing where like
Moves are risky.
they're trying to make it as like technical in one aspect and then making it easier to play in the other. It is hard in a weird way. It's kind of hard to get the balance right now because it's with the kind of capacity for the modern game. Whereas almost in the PS3 it was easier to make a wrestling game because you were restrained. You had to live within your means. You know, like a lot of people would still point to like Fire Club Pro being the best wrestling game out there, and it's solely because it's an arcadey feel to it. The trouble with that, the issue I have with that game is that it's like all diagonal. Like it fucks my mind. You know, that kind of way. It's all in that diagonal point of view. But like I can't deny that like technically it's really sound. It's good. You know.
Hey, slow down, girl pants.
Like it's incredibly difficult to actually master as well.
I'm just saying,
Like even just simple moves, you're just like, how the hell do I do this?
Yeah.
So like it's trying to find the right balance between like arcade and simulation.
Yeah.
Because I think some wrestling games really aim for the simulation part, but forget that, oh yeah, it's a video game. Where's the fun?
Yeah. I think every genre has that though to a certain extent. Like
Yeah.
you know, like the same like the racing game genre is the same way. There's a line, there's a big divided line between the simulator and the racing game. You know?
Any sport game in general.
Yeah. Exactly, yeah.
That's why they have to do it every year. They have to retweak it every year instead of just actually learning from their mistakes.
That's it.
Well, I say that, but also you can be forgiven, especially with moving up in generation and using of technology and advancements in techniques. So
You're not going to hear me say this much, Cole, but I definitely
You can be forgiven for certain things. But if you're making the same mistake every single game, you need to really take a look at like what you're doing.
That's what kind of late era WWE games had very much in the trouble, was that like they've been just tinkering so much they kind of missed the point, you know.
Yeah.
And then especially when 2K took the license over, they just missed the point completely and just made it such a franchise game. And like, listen, it's still selling like hotcakes. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the actual quality of the game is still quite bad, you know.
Controversial hot take. My preference would always be with the simulation style, and I think 2K14 is probably the absolute best version of it they ever put out.
Okay.
And then 15 came along and they just started going way off the track.
Yeah.
14 was that Cena on the cover, was it?
So,
Yeah, because Punk was the year before that, wasn't he?
Yeah. CM Punk was
really cool cover, yeah.
yeah, that was really good too, actually.
Yeah, I like 14. I think, was it 15 had Seth on it?
No, 15 had Cena. Now that I think about it.
So
It was the first one on the PS4.
oh, didn't
14
14 had
The Rock.
The Rock, yes.
That was for the PS3. So the first one on the
'Cause it was
on the old gen, if you will, is 2K15.
They were hit and miss all the way down to the broken 2K20.
Yes, Ixnay on that.
I have 20, like 2K20, and I had waited years before I think it was last year I actually bought it. It was just incredibly cheap, as it should be.
Yeah. Like in a sense, I do feel sorry for that game in particular, because like the actual the developers like pieced out on that game. Like you can't blame them on that, like, you know.
They gave
Also,
up.
I've got a glitch here, by the way.
Oh.
Progress bar wouldn't show up.
Ah, Booker's not allowed leave.
He wasn't allowed to leave, which I think was bullshit. Now, it's either there was this kind of weird, dumb face and heel mechanic where, like, because JBL was face here, he was able to escape by climbing the cage, but I was not given that luxury.
20 finish submission?
Actually,
there's a referee in the ring.
No, just escape.
Yes. So you're not meant to win it at all.
Well, we are again, like we had the last time we lost a match in a storyline. We are meant to win these matches. Like it's even like even when you lose a match at this stage of the storyline, it just goes, okay, we're just gonna skip that and pretend you won. It's like, well, fuck you too, game. Don't give me a fucking bullshit challenge if you're not going to expect me to match it.
I think we might be looking at the future of the WWE in this ring tonight.
Wouldn't surprise me one bit, Cole. This is a great match, and the fans are way into it.
And that's what really matters.
Did you ever see the likes of it? Like JBL countering a fucking powerbomb into a DDT.
Yeah, that man wouldn't even bother taking a powerbomb.
Well, I also hated the fact that, like, okay, these like mini games are stupidly like awkward anyway. But when the AI is doing it, suddenly it's like bing, 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 bing.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect. Like,
and they have a quicker time before like they actually like when they're at the top of the cage to just like, okay, I'm climbing down.
Yeah, exactly. Meanwhile,
I'm pretty sure there he just hit the bar twice and he was out.
Yeah,
pretty much.
That is a snazzy 2005 suit from Triple H.
You can't let that piece of Smackdown trash come to Raw and challenge for the World Heavyweight title.
There's Dolph Ziggler masquerading as Chris Jericho there.
Is my title, and he hasn't done a damn thing to deserve a match with me.
Eric, can you stop eating your fingers while we're talking?
Done with all of this.
See, he won the Royal Rumble, which guarantees.
I'm so annoyed by being general manager. I've stopped dyeing my hair.
That's a stipulation that comes from the board of directors.
That doesn't be Bischoff's move, to be fair. When he's done with a company, he just stops dyeing his hair.
And quite frankly, Were he to make the jump to Raw,
That's like 3 times
I
he's
think a
done it.
superstar of his
Yeah.
caliber.
It's a sign to people he wants out.
An asset? An asset? More like an ass clown, if you ask me. Listen, Bischoff, I damn near killed myself winning a #1 contenders match last week.
At a poignancy, considering
if
Jericho was
anyone's
the last
getting a World
eliminated in
Heavyweight
the
title
Rumble
match at
by
WrestleMania,
us.
It's Y2J.
Chris, while it's true that you're the current #1 contender, you know that the decision of the Rumble winner supersedes that. If he
So,
decides to
in
challenge
other
Triple
words, fuck
I'm
off,
afraid I
Jared.
have no choice but to postpone. your
So, in
title
other words, fuck
opportunity
off.
at
Do you not remember WrestleMania 18? The match between you two was shit.
Contender or not.
Well, if that's how it's gonna
Although, in
be,
fairness, it would have been different in this universe, so.
then it looks like the cerebral sad sack and I better discourage a certain Rumble winner from coming to Raw.
Jericho, you may be a sawed-off Oompa Loompa.
Sounds like Jericho's about to do a hate crime.
For once, I agree with you. Let's go.
Actually, as I saw the curves, actually, the main event of WrestleMania 18 in this universe would have been Triple H versus Eddie in the 3 Stages of Hell match. Which was a banger, as we recall, because we won, you know.
He wasn't even in the company for WrestleMania 18.
No, he wasn't. That was the beautiful part. We changed our man's history for good. Like in this universe, like you could argue he just like retired in his own time. Like he was fine. He got the world championship early and like didn't have to like break his bollocks to get it. Like I choose to believe so anyway. That's my headcanon.
Better world.
Same with Test. Test just decided, you know what, I got my world championship, I'm done. I'll see you later. I'm going to TNA.
Yeah. I don't think Test was ever destined for any other path. Like the name itself was a reference to his proclivities towards PEDs, was it not?
Yes, very much
Test
so.
being short for testosterone.
I thought it was because he was the manliest man, Jamie. I don't know what else you're implying there. I mean, if it's anything to do with PED, sure it'd be estrogen he'd be called.
Well, can you blame him?
Because, man, steroids give you some massive tits after a while.
I can understand why our general manager might
You ever wonder why?
if
If everyone remembers the hideous Jinder Mahal reign, when he came back and he somehow ate the previous Jinder Mahal, that's why. You can tell all the hallmarks of steroid abuse.
Can you dig
His
it?
back
I do
knee.
recall the back knee, yeah.
Yes, but he also has, like, it's also his pectorals are sagging because there's estrogen developing in breast tissue.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so his nipple is actually like, it's out,
Yeah.
but it's also hanging down a little bit.
Yeah.
It's the sure sign that like someone is on steroids.
Because steroids, like, create excess amounts of testosterone, and because your body is creating that amount, it has to generate its own estrogen to block it, because estrogen is a testosterone blocker. That's
There he
a
is.
bit of hot bit of
The
bike energy there for you
WWE
people watching at home.
John Cena.
The more you know.
The more you know. So not only when they're testing for steroids will they test for testosterone levels, they also test for estrogen levels as well.
So he made the doctor of thugonomics the special referee in this
And
match.
this also ties into, I think, was it this year, last year? I think it would be the coming year, the Great American Bash 2007, where the elevated liver enzymes caused half the fucking crew to miss the show.
Now, to be fair, the clampdown that year may have been related to something else.
I don't know what you're implying there, Jamie, but yeah, sure.